Hi felters and welcome, my name is Philippa. So today we are going to try and get this leg on and try and keep it as thin as possible. I've been asked by someone to just have a look at how to keep the leg as thin as possible. Say if you're doing a horse or a sheep, a realistic sheep. So just having a look at these ones, you start them really thin as possible, and then you're going to build up the areas where you've got the fetlock and the knee. So let's have a look. So this, we're going to pretend, is the body of the horse, because I always attach in to the body of the horse. So this is a carded wool, it's a carded Jacob bat. Always take the bits out because it's going to show on the legs quite badly. So if there's any bits in it, try and pull them out now. And so I'll always anchor. So this would have been done at the top here, and then I would wrap it round. So I always anchor it to the body, and this really helps you when you're twisting it down, that one end is anchored. So I've made it quite long and thin, it's not very much wool there, and then I'm going to get my finger, and this is going to keep it relatively flat and smooth. And just remember, thin is fine, don't have to do too much, and we're working our way down the leg. And we're just twisting it round, and I'm keeping, this finger is keeping the tension there. So that's really quite thin, so that's good. And just keep working your way down. Now I know that this is too long, so just take some off. And you're getting the smoothness, I think, with the way in which you wrap it with this finger here. That's where I feel any lumps or bumps as I'm wrapping it, and I know whether to move it down a bit, up a bit. Sometimes at the end I'll even this out quite a bit, so I'm not pulling it down so much. Just make it quite even, and then I just keep wrapping it round. So that is really thin. That is one way to start. You could do it a little bit thicker, but just for the demo. This is quite a big needle, because obviously I am going to be hitting the frame. I think it's at least a 36, it might even be a 32. I have ordered a load more 32s to have a look at the size, because I can't remember what what size this one was when I first ordered it. It's less likely to break when you're hitting the wire. So I'm just going in all along the edge. I'm not necessarily going straight onto the wire, I'm just to the side of it, not always straight down, slightly at an angle. Doesn't matter too much, you're going to get bits that you needle felt through the other side, that's fine, you can sort them out and neaten them in a bit. But it's a slight angle all the way up, and we're just trying to get it so it doesn't unravel, because it will all pop off. If it wasn't secured there, it will all pop off. I tried to demo and practice a second ago without attaching it to a top bit, and it just kept unraveling, it kept going ping. So you have to anchor it at the top, that makes such a difference. Neaten that up and see how it's not unraveling, and that's really thin at the moment. So just double check I haven't done this bit up here. This tiny, it's so thin that there's barely any there. And this bit at the end, I went slightly past the wire. I'm just going to give it a couple of very gentle felts upwards, just to make it that it's secure and not so loose. I'm just going to show you a little bit in close up. It's definitely all secure. It's definitely all on there. So I'm quite happy with that. And so I'll build it up. We'll do another layer. Try and do it in close up. Might not work. We'll give it a go. So take another piece, again it's got a bit in it, that's so going to show, so pull it out now, put it to the side, and then you knead it. This is not much at all really, knead it quite long, and we're just going to anchor it again. Are we in the picture? There we go. So just anchor it to the top, and you can see it's thinner there and quite thick there, so I'm just going to make sure I do an extra little closer twist here, or just stretch out thinner the further down you go. And again, this finger is the finger that's controlling the thickness. Again, I can feel that's still fairly thick through there. Doesn't look it. A complete bind round, and it just doesn't take much for it to build up. And I always work from top to bottom and finish at the bottom. I find that if you get to the bottom and try to work back up, number one, you get a big lump here, and it just doesn't work that well, put it that way. It just looks really bumpy, lumpy and irregular. So I would always start at the top and work your way down. Even if you finish here and get another bit, you can start there and work down. But if you work down and you've got loads left, take it off rather than work back up. And you generally find if you've got the piece that you attached here and you secure it there, sometimes, you know, if you had to let go of it, that won't unravel, that will stay there, so that works quite well. Just attach it at the bottom and then you don't have to hold it so tightly. There we go, see it stays on, and I haven't even felted all of this top bit in yet. So this is a rather odd looking piece, isn't it? So that's super thin. And then with the horse, with the horse's leg, I would add the knee, and then I would add the fetlock. Obviously I would give it it's going to have a bend at the bottom, so you're going to get the hoof down there. Sometimes, or a lot of the time now, you'll have the wire still sticking out the bottom, and the hoof will all go on there, and then you've got enough wire to play with. This pony there, just to show you, I didn't have enough wire, so he's a bit loose at the bottom there. So if I had left the wire coming out down the bottom, I could have just cut it off, but the wire ended there in the end, so this bit's a bit loose. He's mine, he's not going anywhere, but things to work on for the future. I am actually, at the beginning of the new year, going to start doing online tuition videos for horses, probably starting with a large horse's head to go through the details of that. But I'll start taking, because basically anything to do with the horses is so involved, it's going to be at least 2 hours. So I'm probably going to do very fairly priced online tuition courses, but they just take a little bit of a while to get round to and to do. So hopefully that will be something for the future, because I get so many people ask about the horses, and I'm still improving with the horses. I want to keep improving my technique. So there is a nice long thin bit. Actually, I would probably take a finer needle and then just very gently start to neaten in and secure. Oh, am I still in? No, I'm pulling out. Then you can just very gently use it, and it really secures it all down with a finer needle. But finer needles are going to break on the wire, so do be really careful with that. And you can even do, you can on this because it's loose, you can't normally, the all important little roll that gets all the little bits in. So that is trying to keep a leg nice and thin, and then you would build up the features. The next video I'm going to do, which again is really overdue, is hooves, claws, paws, things like that, to do with I'm not brilliant at paws, but hooves and claws and stuff like that I can do. And then a couple of other bits that I've been asked about, problems with armature. And I'm also going to do a pumpkin video because I made some pumpkins the other day and they are such fun. So right, so there we go. So I hope that's helped, and it's practice. Even practicing like this would probably help. So thanks for watching, guys.